Once upon a time, in a far-off land, there lived a young adventurer named Riven. Riven had always been fascinated by stories of brave knights and heroic quests, and longed to embark on a journey of their own. One day, as Riven was wandering through the forest, they stumbled upon an old map tucked away in a forgotten corner of a tree trunk. The map led to a hidden treasure deep within the mountains, and Riven knew that they had to follow it. Determined to find the treasure, Riven set off on their journey, with nothing but a backpack full of supplies and a heart full of courage. Along the way, they encountered all manner of challenges and obstacles, from treacherous cliffs to frigid snowstorms. As Riven made their way through the mountains, they found themselves tested in ways they had never imagined. But with each challenge they faced, they grew stronger and more determined to succeed. One of the most difficult challenges came when Riven encountered a fierce dragon guarding the entrance to the treasure cave. Riven knew that they had to think quickly in order to outsmart the dragon and gain access to the treasure. They remembered a story from their childhood about a dragon who could be lulled to sleep with a lullaby, and decided to try it out. With their heart pounding in their chest, Riven approached the dragon and began to sing a soft, soothing tune. To their surprise, the dragon began to nod off to sleep, and Riven was able to slip past undetected. Inside the treasure cave, Riven found themselves facing one final challenge, a rickety bridge that spanned a deep chasm. The bridge looked as though it could collapse at any moment, and Riven knew that one false step could mean certain death. With their heart in their throat, Riven began to inch across the bridge, step by careful step. As they made their way across, the bridge began to creak and groan under their weight, but Riven refused to give up. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Riven reached the other side of the bridge and found the treasure chest waiting for them. With trembling hands, they opened the chest and were amazed by the sight before them. Glittering jewels, precious coins, and priceless artifacts, all waiting to be claimed. As Riven made their way back home, they were confronted by an unexpected challenge that put everything they had learned to the test. A massive rock slide had blocked the path they had taken, leaving them stranded in the mountains with limited supplies and no clear way to navigate the terrain. But Riven refused to give up. They knew that they had to rely on all the skills they had learned on their journey to make it out of this predicament. They quickly assessed their surroundings, looking for any signs of a path or a way around the rock slide. As the days passed, Riven's resolve was tested like never before. They faced countless obstacles, from treacherous cliffs to frigid snowstorms, but they refused to give up. They knew that the lessons they had learned on their journey had prepared them for this moment, and they were determined to make it back home. Finally, after weeks of struggle and hardship, Riven emerged from the mountains, exhausted but triumphant, having proven to themselves that they were capable of anything they set their mind to. They had faced countless challenges along the way, from the treacherous bridge to the fearsome dragon, and had overcome them all. As they gazed out over the landscape, they saw the sun slowly setting behind the mountains. The sky was painted with warm hues of orange and pink, casting a serene glow over the surroundings. As the sun disappeared below the horizon, the air grew cooler and a light breeze began to blow. The grass rustled gently and the leaves on the trees swayed with the wind. A flock of birds flew overhead, their wings beating in unison as they soared through the sky. The distant sound of a river could be heard, adding to the peaceful atmosphere. The two friends sat there in silence, taking in the beauty of the moment. They had hiked for hours to reach this spot, but it was worth every step. As the darkness crept in, they knew they had to head back to their campsite. Reluctantly, they got up and began their descent down the mountain. As they walked, they talked about the breathtaking scenery they had just witnessed. They knew they would always remember this moment and the sense of tranquility it had brought them. Finally, they reached their campsite and settled in for the night. The stars twinkled above them as they drifted off to sleep, dreaming of the adventures that lay ahead.